evening. My name is Scott McCutcheon. I'm from Sovereign Studios. You guys may remember me from the video game I released on Steam last year called Ethereal Legends, which is an action RPG, for the PC, where you basically just run around and kill monsters with swords and magic, which is pretty fun. I liked it. It didn't sell very well, but I'm hoping maybe you guys can check it out and enjoy that a little bit more. But if you're watching this, you probably came to my channel looking through that game, so this might be something a little bit different that you're probably not, you may or may not be interested in, but we'll see, I guess. So this is a new video series that I'm going to be doing, just showing you my garage, and we're going to rebuild a motorcycle together. So I moved into a house a little while back, and I came across a bucket of parts, basically. It was a 1983 Yamaha Virago XV750. It's a V-twin kind of, just bike, I guess. Nothing real special about it, from the factory, but we're going to turn it into a café racer. So hopefully you guys will stick around and watch all the cool stuff that I'll do for that. So I'll be learning a few new skills on my own, and hopefully you guys will learn some stuff too. So I thought for the first video I'd really just kind of walk you around the shop. We're primarily going to take a look at my CBR, since that one's already built and is a really nice bike. So I think I'm going to show you guys that for the first video, and we'll go over the parts that I found for the Virago, and then we'll talk a little bit about my plans for it, and then we'll cut it there for the first video. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Okay, so this bike is awesome. This is my 2009 CBR600RA. It's real fast, it's real fun, and it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever owned, by far. So I thought we'd just kind of go around and check out some of the mods that I've done on this guy, since he's pretty well tricked out. So as you can see, this is the 2009 CBR600RA. It's the ABS model. I've got this one painted in the same color they're putting on the 2019 Corvette. This is Elkhart Lake Blue Metallic, which I am loving. It's a super sexy color. Yeah, digging it. It looks really good in the light. Let me grab this. I'll grab this light real fast so you guys can see a little bit better what we're looking at here. So, importantly, this bike has real good tires on it. We put Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3s on there. They're real sharp. Brand new chain. While I was at it, I put in the Driven Racing sprockets, brand new ones. They're the same gearing as the stock ones, so nothing special there. If we were able to dig into the motor, I got something else from Driven Racing, which I don't know if you can see it back there, but engine block-off plates to pull the pair system apart, so that pair system's gone, no longer exists. While I was at it, we went ahead and did, if I can get the key in there, we went ahead and did that guy, the Power Commander 5, to help give this thing a little bit better, fuel power. So we put in a Driven Racing gas cap while we were at it. I got these spools from Driven Racing as well, so they've helped add in a little bit of flavor to this bike. So Puig windscreen, which turned out real nice. Then you can see I did a little bit with the lighting there, flush mount turn signals. We put in some high performance brake pads, you know, which are nothing special from EBC. Importantly, we went through and did the stainless steel brake lines for the whole ABS system. For the entire ABS system, both front and rear. These were actually super hard to find. I had to order these from Hill Performance, and it took them a few months to actually put together, because I guess it's just a rare model. Not very many people doing it for the ABS. But yeah, while I'm back here, got this swing arm mounted license plate frame, which I think was kind of cool. I went through, this is actually my third one. I've been through 3 of these, and I was hit by a car once, so this has actually been repaired, the bodywork, which I did myself, by the way. But I was hit by a car a few months ago, and she smashed up the first one of this, obviously, and smashed up the radiator and some other stuff. But so that's why I was able to get a real nice paint job. But went ahead and got you know, the new controls, the new mirrors. These were lots of fun to really get. I really liked getting these. We'll go over lighting in a second. Yeah, I really liked getting them because they were just sexy, right? And then yeah, the Akrapovic exhaust and the custom rear fender. You know, the custom LED brake lights up here and back here, that worked out real well. This Akrapovic full exhaust sounds great. I'll turn it on for you. It's cold right now. It hasn't been started in a day or two, so you'll get to hear it start up cold, I guess. So I'm probably not going to rev it too much, especially since I'm inside, but we'll see. Yeah, this you know, this complete exhaust system all the way up to the front. Real nice. And then yeah, so this gauge cluster was another one of my favorite. This is probably my favorite part of the bike, actually. We sent this cluster off to Tri-Page LED, who swapped it out with red LEDs. You know, you might be able to see that a little bit better. Swapped it out with red LEDs, and obviously you can see I've pretty much done LEDs all over the bike. So those are super bright LED headlamps in there, also from Tri-Page. The mirrors are from Tri-Page. You know, and when they do the turn signals there, that's super sexy. You know, I like having that much visibility on there for a lot of safety. A lot of safety is good stuff. And obviously you can see I got it going on in the rear too, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right? Not too shabby. The lighting on this turned out real good. But probably my favorite part of it is actually he put in a gear indicator, which I'll show you when I start it up. I guess I probably can't. I'm not going to take it out anywhere, so you're not going to get to really see it swap gears. But that gear indicator is something that obviously didn't come, you know, from the factory on the CBR, and it adds something to the bike. It's not super necessary, but you know, I really like having it. I don't know. I think it's a cool mod. And then yeah, finally the Corbin seat, which was worth every penny. That thing really made a big difference in how long I can sit on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up real quick so you guys can listen to it. Let me hop on here, make sure everything is good to go. I feel like it's pretty good. license plate, which is honestly kind of a joke. It doesn't do very much in the dark. But we'll rev it up. Pretty fucking cool. Yeah, so that's the CBR600RA. Super fast, super fun. In all honesty, I'm kind of surprised that this thing is even legal with how fast it is. I know that's kind of silly because it's a 600, but some of you guys on the thousands are probably like, what is this guy talking about? But for me, this thing is just balls to the wall. So yeah, let's check out the Virago. Now that we've checked out the CBR, let's take a look at the Yamaha Virago and see what we can do about putting her back together. I guess I'll start you off with a little bit of history of where we found this bike. Pop this camera out of the tripod here, and we'll start taking a look. So, as you can see, this is going to be a little bit of inception right here as I look at the camera feed. It's pulling the camera. It's pulling the camera. I don't know why. Yeah, inception. Cool. So, as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of parts from the Yamaha Virago. I picked all these up basically from this shelf over here. When I moved into this house with my buddies, obviously you can tell they all ride. This is I honestly don't even know what bike this is. I have no clue. But this is one of my roommates, and then we got another one, an XV7 or a Yamaha V-Star back there from one of my other roommates, and we're all riders, so that's pretty cool. But either way, one of the previous tenants left this bike here, so you know, they told me I could have it. The parts are mine. You know, just do what you want. They've basically been down here for a couple years, at least 4 or 5. Just disassembled, setting in parts. So, taking it upon myself to grab this bike, and we'll see what's up. So, I've already kind of done a little bit of work pulling everything apart and seeing what I've got. And for the most part, I actually have a ton of the parts. 90% of the parts are still here. So as you can see, you know, I've got the whole motor. Obviously, you know, everything for the motor is there, from what I can tell. You know, and then these are all the frame parts, right? So I got the gas tank and the ignition coils and the front exhaust pipes. This is all, you know, pieces that I'm probably not going to use. But there's the rims, the original exhaust, definitely not. Here's like the extended foot pegs, the windscreen, you know, the rear shock, the front forks. There's the seat, you know. I probably am going to use the rear wheel, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, so you know, as you can see, I've got most of the bike. You know, there's the whole wiring harness, you know, with the headlight and, well, what was bent handlebars, which I'm not going to keep anyway. But again, we'll talk about that later. Here's the whole like rear end section. Up here are a bunch of parts from different projects. That's all. The top shelf is all parts from my Nissan hardbody that I've got sitting outside, which maybe I'll show you guys later. And those are parts that I pulled off my CBR when I was doing some work to it. But either way, you can see I've still got the carburetors, which I'm thinking about swapping to single carb. But again, we'll talk about this as we go along. Here's the kickstand bits. Some other little miscellaneous bolts and stuff that I'm not really sure where they came from or what they're for yet. Obviously, there's your gear shifter and stuff, but here's the air box. I guess these are your foot pedals. There's the front fender, your ignition control module and stuff, some electronics. So I mean, I've got most of the bike. You know, okay, cool. So as you can see, I've gone and cleaned this stuff up. You know, I rented or I didn't rent, I went out and bought this little thing. Actually is awesome. Somebody else on YouTube mentioned to get one of these from Harbor Freight. It was about $9, and then paired with the air compressor, it made the cleaning job for these parts super easy. So I was able to, get this stuff basically pressure washed, and cleaned up of all the gunk and grossness, with, relatively little effort. So obviously you can see this thing wasn't in the best of shape anyway. But it's okay. I should probably spray clean it again. But I'm not sure how much of it is necessary. I'm basically just gonna paint all of this. I'm gonna paint all this black over the coming days. So we'll get a video of the painting process here real soon. So pretty much my idea is to paint all of this black. We'll paint all of this black, and we'll put it all back together. So as far as obviously some of the things that aren't going to work for me is that the front forks obviously aren't going to work out too well, as they're falling apart. But I need to finish pressing out this bearing, but I don't have a press, so that's something you guys might see me buy over the course of the whatever. I'm gonna leave that there while I finish this stupid video. Lost my train of thought. But yeah, the bike I think could be put together without too much of a hassle. Mostly just because I just have parts. So I'm hoping that we'll see what we can actually use and see what we are going to toss. So obviously you can tell that I'm pretty much going to use all of the parts here. But I am going to rip these bearings out of the the OEM frame. And what we're going to do is we're going to swap in a front fork clip, or the front clip from a 2016 Yamaha YZF-R6. So that should be super fun. And I also got the rear shock for an R6 on the way, the rear monoshock, so I can replace that. My understanding of that particular project, is that we're going to have to chop off a section of this frame pretty much right back here, to make that work. But I guess we'll find out. It should be a fun project. I'll probably just open a huge can of worms, but we'll see. Alright, I guess that's it for now. I guess stay tuned, and we will be checking back soon as we pick up the Yamaha Virago project. Alright, thanks for watching.